What's up guys, Ninth Gym here, and today we're going to be talking about the biggest winners from Series 1. If you don't know, yesterday we got a new rule set for the VGC Series 1 that effectively banned all Paradox Pokemon and Ruin Legendaries, things like the Chien-Pao, Chi-Yu. Here, today we're going to be talking about the biggest winners from this, the best Pokemon in Series 1, foreseeable, of course, without any playtesting in the meta. You know, I made this the second I woke up today. So starting it right off, we have Torkel. I don't think this Pokemon's dead. I know it can't take advantage of these really powerful photosynthesis Paradox Mons anymore, but you still have Drought, you still have Lilligant, you still have 2x Fire, Terra, Eruption, so this thing is by no means dead. By no means dead. I think there's a lot of good Trick Room setters still in the format. We still have Bronzong, we still have Mimikyu, we still have Oranguru. There's, like, Trick Room stuff did not die off by not having access to Iron Hands. And you can still pair it with Lilligant for really powerful, you know, fast Sleep Powders and Leaf Storms and After Use, and it's still here. Dondozo Tatsugiri was a big winner here in this meta as well, in my opinion. Early meta, everybody expected this thing to be just a dominator, right? But now, you know, people found counterplay in Sacred Sword Chien-Pao and Clear Smog and Haze, all of these different things, and they still exist, but Sacred Sword is very few and far between. What do you use in Gallade? We also still have Clear Smog Amoonguss. Somebody actually brought it up in a comment that you can just Terra Steel and then get rid of that Clear Smog, which is probably going to be most people's out because Amoonguss is going to be probably the most played Pokemon in the format. But we have Dondozo and Tatsugiri still getting 2x Omni Boost, and then you still have Tatsugiri, which is he's still here. He still does a lot of damage with like a powerful Draco Meteor. Like, don't sleep on it. We've got really strong Pokemon in the meta, things like Tyranitar, Garchomp, Gyarados, Dragonite, Dragapult, Gholdengo. Very strong, you know, just guys. Really strong, just guys. They're just guys being guys, right? They're just dudes being dudes. We got Tyranitar here. Really strong still. Rock Dark, you can Terra out of that if you want. You can Terra Ghost like everybody thinks. You can also Terra into just Rock and get rid of the 4x weakness while still having really powerful Rock Slides. There's a lot to be said here, and Tyranitar was a little bit outshined here in the last, you know, in the proposed format with all the Paradox Mons and all that kind of stuff. But now Tyranitar, I really feel like, has a lot of room to be good. I think this guy is really strong, and Sandstream is still really good, and you can take advantage of it with other things like Gargonicle or Garchomp if you want to, and I just think it makes sense. I think Tyranitar is really good in the format, has really good stats. It's always been a really good, you know, very good Pokemon. You still have Houndstone too if you want to take advantage of the Sandstream further by using something like Sandrush, Houndstone. We got Garchomp. Garchomp's a really powerful Pokemon in every, you know, restricted or non-restricted format. This guy's just really good. You can just Terra Ground and then have really OP Earthquakes next to a Rotom, right? A lot of different things that you can do with Garchomp, and yeah, I mean, Garchomp's here to stay. Look at the stats. Like, he has just really good, well-rounded stats, and if you can get rid of that 4x Ice weakness, well, Garchomp's going to be a top contender, for sure. We have Gyarados as well. Gyarados is also going to be, in my opinion, a pretty top contender. It's still very powerful. Intimidate Pokemon. It has Water Flying. It's good. It's good, is what I'm saying. And you can Terra away from that 4x electric weakness once again, or you can use a Lightning Rod Pokemon. It doesn't really matter. What I'm saying is Gyarados has a lot of tools this format, and I think it's pretty good. It also has that, you know, Terra Ground for Earthquake Stab. So a lot of different really cool things for Gyarados. I definitely expect to see a good bit of Gyarados. We were even seeing it in the tournaments with all the legendaries in the format. So Gyarados is going to be good. Dragonite, of course, was a top 10 contender last format. It's going to stay a top 10 contender, maybe even a top 5. We have very powerful stab moves here with changing to normal with Terra and then using extreme speed. That's the name of the game for Dragonite, and it's going to be really, really good. Of course, we don't have Chien-Pao. That was a really good pairing, being able to make the extreme speed knock everything out. But now we still have Dragonite extreme speed really, really powerful. Same with Dragapult. This is another Pokemon that I think gets a lot of buff from this other format. You know, it was kind of outshined in the last format. You can sit next to a Volcarona or an Amoonguss and set up Dragon Dance if you want to, or you can do a lot of different things. You can go Life Orb, you can go Infiltrator, Clear, Amulet, and then you still have both of its abilities. It has both abilities. Gholdengo is another really interesting sweeper here. It has an incredible ability, a cool typing, a very powerful new move called Make It Rain that just does a lot of damage. It's a spread stab move. I've talked about how powerful spread moves are. We've seen it in Torkel and Sylveon and Gholdengo. So, you know, I definitely expect to see some Gholdengo. It's a really powerful Pokemon. It's already kind of up at the top of the Pikalytics usage stats already, like in the format with all the banned Pokemon. And, you know, this guy has a lot of tools. You can even use like Nasty Plot if you want to make it really ridiculous, or you can go like Scarf, make it rain, right? And just do a lot of damage. Annihilate is a really interesting Pokemon in the format. We've already seen a lot of Choice Scarf builds that just take advantage of its ability to use Final Gambit and just do a ridiculous amount of damage. It's a really good out to Dondozo, so if you expect a lot of Dondozo, then, you know, Choice Scarf Final Gambit could be really good. I just think this Pokemon's really solid. It has solid defenses, a good speed, and really solid attack, and has access to very powerful moves like Final Gambit, and it's just a really good Pokemon in general. And it even has a signature move that's just like pretty cool. Rage Fist. Yeah. This thing does a lot of damage, so this Pokemon is really solid. I definitely expect to see some Annihilate. Armor Rouge here with NDDF. I think this is definitely going to be a solid option. It also has access to Trick Room as a interesting mix-up that can also just dual wield a team, right? You have like Armor Rouge and DDF with Torkel and Amoonguss, and you can set up Trick Room, or you can go Expanding Force and put another really powerful, you know, Speedy Mon, maybe an Annihilate on the team. This thing gets Calm Mind, so you could even just like Calm Mind and Follow Me, and that's just a lot of different things that this team can do. And I think this team was good already, but slightly outshined by the better things, the Paradox Mons and all that kind of stuff. But now it's not really outshined by anything. It's just really good, in my opinion. I think it's very strong. I think it's definitely something that we should expect in the meta. Most likely it'll use like its new fire move, which was what, Armor Cannon. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, this is like close combat for special attacking fire Pokemon. It's really good. So a lot of different things here for Armor Rouge and NDDF, and it's pretty good. We don't have a lot of terrain stuff, so NDDF really gets to stick its terrain a lot of the time. So it's pretty cool. And then last but not least, we have our Gluemons, the things that everybody expects to see on just about every team. We have Amoonguss, Arcanine, and Grimmsnarl. Each one has pretty good bulk, pretty good bulky backbone of a team. It also gives you tools. You have Amoonguss that has access to Rage Powder and Clear Smog, and, you know, Regenerator, so it can be 2 Amoongusses, which is pretty crazy. We have Arcanine that has a very powerful Intimidate. Intimidate's very strong, and Arcanine is pretty bulky. It has access to Will-O-Wisp and Snarl, and it can be powerful Flare Blitz or good Heat Waves if you want. So Arcanine is, of course, going to be a staple of the format. That comes to no surprise to anyone. And then we have Grimmsnarl here. That's going to be the last glue Pokemon that's just going to fit on a lot of teams, right? I talked about this format taking a bit more of like a defensive, like a step back, mid-range format is really what I'm saying. It's definitely a slower format than what we were seeing with the Chien-Pao and Chi-Yu, just making ridiculous, absurd damage. Grimmsnarl sets up screens, and that just works really well on any kind of team, especially a mid-range team that doesn't want to take a lot of damage. So Grimmsnarl is just here. It also has forms of speed control with the Scary Face or the Thunder Wave, and you have Spirit Break, and you have access to Parting Shot now, which can be really good. So just across the board, Grimmsnarl is an incredible Pokemon. All these 3 Pokemon are really good. And then there's a couple other things, like there's some Tailwind stuff, like Talonflame and Murkrow and all those kind of Pokemon, Kilowattrel, all those kind of stuff. And there's, I didn't talk about every single Pokemon in the game here because I didn't want to talk about every single Pokemon, but there's things like Scizor, which is really cool, has a lot of good tools. We have Maushold, we have Garchomp, a lot of really cool things in the format. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, comment down below what you're going to be using in this format. Yeah, subscribe. We're trying to get to 10K this year, lofty goal, so get subscribing, please. Thank you. Goodbye.